All right, so Summit finally got us our lifters in after about a month of waiting on them. They're the 856-16 lifters, non-MDS. We are going to get these installed tomorrow, but tonight, or I guess overnight, we're going to get these submerged in some oil, so they'll be ready to go in the morning. Our plans for tomorrow is get these installed, get the heads back on it. Hopefully wrap everything up, except the exhaust ain't gonna be tied in yet. We still have to get a flange for it, but that ain't gonna stop us from firing it up. So the plan is tomorrow is to hear this thing run finally and keep our fingers crossed that everything goes the way it's supposed to. All right, so before we can put our lifters in, I forgot that we still have to put our valve springs in the heads. So we went to Riley's and rented this valve spring compressor tool. This one don't work. You gotta get one of these ones. Preferably bigger than this one too. Because this one almost don't work, but I got one in there. So what you're gonna do, I also don't like that this don't have a nice stand that hangs off the backside, but oh well. What we're gonna do though is you're gonna stick this on the inside of that valve there. And this part of it will go right over top of the valve spring. Just push the handle. Now you can release it. Pull that off of it. The only thing you'll need to keep is the hat. Pull the other shim off. The new shims came with this kit. Put your new hat back on, or your hat back on the new spring. This is where it gets real fun. Get this back in there. However you did it the first time. Okay, so it'd be way worth it to just take them to a machine shop and let the machine shop swap out your springs for you. But the way this one's made, it don't have a cap to protect your valve, and it's just a rod, and it's leaving marks on my valves. And so I had to use a socket. Then it's a whole nother story trying to get the socket in there and being able to get on top of the cap, because there isn't enough squeezing area here to get that to squeeze down. You run out of, you run out of squeeze before it's down enough to get these retainers back in. We got the lifters in. The cradles are all in. Dump some oil down in them valleys. Kind of help oil that up. That right there is what they were sitting in. You just want them fully submerged. Forgot all about showing you guys all that, but look right here. Here's the orange. All right, so the torque spec is 108. Find our MDS solenoid plugs. Bad boys here. Headers need to go on the heads. So we'll get that moving. I gotta go inside and get the fasteners that I bought. Nope, right here. With the Fastenal. And we got some button cap screws, bolts, lock washers. Yeah. Dirty old stuff right here. A little bit on there. Hopefully we can get this started. And then we'll take some oil, we'll go around the cylinder walls, just kind of get them a coating so they're not dry firing in there on the first crank. All right, well, I ran out of storage on my phone, so you guys didn't get to see, but pretty much the only thing I got done was I put the bolts in and I did my first round of torque, and it was 20 foot-pounds or 25. Now we're gonna do the 40, so you guys will see that. Whenever you go to put your head gaskets on, they should be labeled right and left side. Put them on the corresponding side and then make sure all your holes are lining up, all your coolant valleys and oil valleys. You're gonna go back through and they need to be turned 90 degrees. The easiest way to do that is just put a mark on the bolt or your socket and then turn it 90 degrees from wherever the mark is. Should have a white paint marker. What we're gonna do is go through and mark all these. 90 degrees. So this point here, all of them will be going straight up towards the center. Ooh, no. Still gotta follow your torque specs, or torque sequence. Just like that. That's all of them. I'm gonna get the catalytic converter cut off on this side, and then this head's ready to go on. And hopefully it ain't gonna be running like I wanted it to be, but 440. Really like to get that other head on at the bare minimum, but it'd be nice to get all the rockers and stuff back on it. So we got the passenger side head on now. We're gonna put these little M8 bolts in. These torque to 15 foot-pounds, and then you go back around and do it again for 25. A 25. The intake push rods are the shorter push rods. The exhaust is the longer ones. So as see here, obviously see some are longer than others. What we're gonna do is just take these and separate them. There's exhaust, exhaust, exhaust. Now all the shorter ones. Alright, so get this in a 10 mil. Double check. Just gotta get our intake side. Same thing, set it in place. Sit them where they need to. And then we can get it. Rockers are on, everything's torqued, everything's seated. I know why there's such a problem with that, because whenever you're torquing down this side and it tilts, it'll lift the push rod out of that side. So you just, when you get it torqued down or, you know, mashed down, flattened, whatever, you need to go back and make sure everything's still seated. All right, guys, so we're back the next day. Nothing else has been done. It's still how it was when I finished it up yesterday. What we're going to do today is get the valve covers, the intake, get the front cover put back on, all the accessories. I'm firing it up. Right now it's about 5 o'clock in the evening, so we're kind of pushed on time. So probably won't be very many stops in between. I'll probably set you guys up on a tripod and we're just going to blow through it and get it done real fast. I have some buddies coming over to work on their cars, so there won't be much talking, and I'll voice over if I need to. So we'll get you guys set up, and we're just going to bust this out real quick, and hopefully you guys will get to hear the first fire up. Alright, so as you guys can tell, the car did not get fired up. We're going into the next morning now. We got the front end buttoned up, found out we didn't have the right oil filter for it, so we were delayed until today until I can get the oil filter for it. Anyways, all we got to do now is clean off the ports, get the intake put on, the valve cover put on, and I think that was it at this point. We did get all the radiator hoses and all that buttoned up, so just stay tuned. You'll hear an audio clip here in a sec. Okay. Just a little. One more. Hi everyone, thanks for watching the video. That's going to be the end of this one. Next video will be us buttoning up the exhaust and getting all that taken care of. And then at the end of that video, there will be a little bit of a news release on the direction that we have to go with the car due to unfortunate events that happened. So watch that one and see what's going to go on with the car. I appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully we can see this channel continue to grow and get into bigger and better projects down the road. If you would, leave a comment, tell me how I can improve, what you'd like to see more of, what you'd like to see less of, how you'd like me to interact with the camera and whatever else. Thanks for watching, and hopefully see you guys on the next one.